Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome back to episode 12 of Yo Hero. You know what we do? We here to talk about this comic book movie news, talk about pop culture in general, you know what I mean? We like talking about all the stuff we grew up on, movies, all that. We're actually going to talk about some Jurassic Park tonight, too. So, because that new trailer came out and it was kind of fire. But, I can't do the show without the homies. So, I'm bringing in my homie Mac, live from the east side. He's from the slap a whole tribe. No lies, mob ties. You hoes better recognize. What up, Mac?
What up?
You're
What
back,
up?
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened, bro? Spider Man took your seat about 2 shows ago. Spider Man came in, took your place. You was missing for the past two episodes. I need to know what's going on.
I was chilling with Mary Jane, while he had tied up. While he was filling in for me on the show, I was with Mary Jane, making her gape it, Katie. Gape
it. Whoa, sir.
I was making Mary Jane. I was like, oh, Mary Jane.
Peter's going to be on the Yo Hero show. I'll give you some Peter. This guy. Zero respect, this guy. Oh, my goodness. But if y'all watching the show, jump in the chat. We'll give you a shout out on the live stream. But next, I got my other co-host, the man from Skunkle, smelling like Funkle, not your mother's brother. What's the word? It's Uncle Bird.
Hey, and I call technical on that. You can't be gaping Katie like that.
Whoa,
it is Mary Jane.
It was Mary Jane.
I get my technicals now. I'll get my technicals.
From
the backstage.
Well, no, you can't call it technical on a hetero. All right, first of all, those technicals we are reserving for the other communities, and we love y'all, but we just, you know what I mean. We're making sure. Never mind. Y'all know what that is. I don't have to explain it. Funkle, you need to work on that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He said, well, let's go. All right, let's get the show popping, y'all. Hey, jump in the live chat, holler at us. So the first thing we're going to talk about tonight, McFarlane's Toys showing off their brand new Cyborg Superman figure. And then you got a Target exclusive version too. What y'all think about this?
Yeah, that Target one looks pretty dope to me.
Yeah, I like the Target one.
Yeah,
the other one actually, I mean, for being McFarlane, I expect a little bit more out of it. Looks like some Hasbro shit. I mean, personally,
I think they're the same figure. They're just different colors.
Yeah, but the colors are dope. One.
Well, yeah, but I thought you were saying like the figure itself looks Hasbro.
Yeah, well, it does. I mean, you see more of the the full body of the one on the right with the blue suit and stuff. Where it just, I mean, I guess it's all right. It's Superman.
It's literally the same body mode and all that. It's just different colors.
Yeah, I like the colors. So I said.
I personally like the one on the left more than the one on the right. Target one wins my vote, but it's cool.
Oh, you said the one on the right ain't brazy enough for you. Look at this. Yeah, I think they're both dope. I mean, this was a suit he wore in the comic books more, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah, I never seen him in a red suit, so I think that's just like a special edition. That's the gold label version.
That's that Target red.
Right.
No, I think the other suit is more like when he was wearing those colors, like representing Russia. I've seen him in the comics like that in the black and red. But
the Cyborg Superman?
No, not the Cyborg, just regular Superman.
Yeah, I'm talking about Cyborg Superman. Like I never seen him in all red. I just, seen him in a half and half, kind of half Cyborg, half Superman, like on the right. But yeah, I think it's pretty dope. I think McFarlane always kills it. So let's. Oh, what up, G? We got G in the chat. We got Penny in the chat. Yo, girl, welcome back, Nick.
What's up, Penny? What's up, G?
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Next up, Funko showing off photos of their Fantastic Four First Steps action figures or their pops. So is there any of these you're interested in, Mac? Of the Funkos?
Nah,
He said
they're
no.
cool though.
Bird?
Nah, I mean, I'm not really into the Funkos that much. If I see a character that I'm really into, and maybe I might get one. I've got most of mine through those old loot boxes and maybe as gifts. But damn, I mean, Galactus with that helmet, dude, is huge head.
Whoa, sir. Sir, we're going to call a technical foul on that. You're not.
I mean, it's like 10 times the size of everybody else.
Chill, man.
Whoa.
You need to chill, bro. You need to
Whoa.
chill.
I think you need to chill.
You really need. I mean, what are we?
Even
7
10
minutes into the show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this dude already.
Waste
man.
no time. You're getting right to the technicals.
But I think they're cool for like a fan that wants to like collect them for the movie. They cool
Right.
figures. You know what I
Like,
mean? I
yeah,
like the fact that they even put the little baby on her.
yeah,
The baby with Sue. That's crazy.
yeah, they got Franklin. I see. I don't know if they've made Fantastic Four figures before. So that's kind of what I was thinking was like, if you're a Fantastic Four fan, just in general, and I don't know if they've made previous like Human Torch, the Thing. They probably have because they've done just about everything. But I imagine Fantastic Four fans that even have Funko Pops of the four, if they're Marvel Comics inspired, might even want these just because the new outfits.
Well, I mean, and they're inspired by the actors too.
Right,
Which are
You got
similarities to it. So
yeah, that look like Pedro Pascal a little bit, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so they're cool. I'm probably not gonna get it. I don't know. Like the Galactus one's kind of dope though. If I was gonna get one, it'd be that.
that are the thing though. I mean,
Yeah, but then again, like I wish they make how they make the bigger ones. Like I wish they make like one of them. They should have made Galactus like the bigger one.
well, he does look bigger than the red, those size ones.
Yeah, he does a little bit bigger than those, but you know what I'm talking about. Like they got the ones that's about that
Like
big.
this big?
Yeah, like that right there, like Matt got.
Oh,
Yeah, like that's how they should have made Galactus.
that's
Yeah,
a big head one.
sir. Sir, we're not going for that today. We're not going
to. This guy down here is out of control. He's out of control. Oh man, crazy.
That was crazy.
He circled back. He had to circle back to that.
All right, you got one more. Are you sure? Are you done?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good on these. I probably will speak no more on it.
Oh shit! That was like the giant one.
Whoa, sir! I'm gonna call it.
Now you get it
right there, sir.
That is hilarious.
That looks like the giant one is crazy. I can't believe you just said that. That was crazy.
Oh,
man. But
man.
yes, that does look like the larger size Funko Pop.
Yes. That's what I should say.
Yeah, if it is, I might pick this up though, because this would be dope. And Galactus, bro, should definitely stand taller than the other Funko Pops.
Yeah, he definitely should.
All right, so we got Marvel showing off their Shauna the She-Devil Marvel Legends figure. Go ahead, Mac. Tell us what you think.
What is this? What is she supposed to be like? Who is she supposed to be? I never even heard of this.
Wasn't she with like Kazar in the Savage Land or something?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know nothing about this shit.
Maybe they couldn't get the
I imagine like Kazar was Marvel's Tarzan. She was like the Jane or whatever, you know?
I was gonna say they probably couldn't get the licensing for Tarzan, so that's when they came up with this. But she ain't got the leopard skin. I mean, she's leopard skinned in the comic, and now she's just
Like
kind of
Nicole Kidman to me.
She does low key. That model does look a little bit like Nicole Kidman in the face.
That's what she looks like to me in the face.
Yeah, like he said, she's got like the leopard print outfit in the comic there. I don't know if she's.
So you're saying they blew it on her costume design? They blew it.
No shoes on. Look, like she got no shoes on. She got some teeth around her ankles and shit, her calves, and
yeah, but that was like her #1 episode, or you know, I don't know if she wore that through every episode or every issue. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She might have changed up her outfit 3 issues in. I don't know. I really don't know about this
tree swinger, and I don't like her.
That's some strong opinions there.
And I don't like her.
He don't like it.
So she got a name like Shauna. Like who named her? Who in the jungle would name their kid Shauna? That don't even make sense. This is ridiculous. I'm calling the technical foul on this whole thing.
Like I don't even know like why they call her the She-Devil too. Like yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to do my research. Like she'll fuck around and pop up in an MCU movie, and I'll be like, "Oh, she's so dope!" Like, why did I hate? But
played by Nicole Kidman.
Well, for me, it's a more like, bro, like I know a decent amount of Marvel stuff, and I know Bird does, and I've never.
I mean, I remember her, but I don't like really remember her. You know, I mean, I never got into her, but I knew she was a character.
You never got into her, huh? Whoa, well, sir.
I know that was hetero. That was hetero.
True, that is true. He has
chill. But yeah. My mindset is, how many people are going to buy this? Like if we don't, if nobody like knows who she is,
like maybe like the older people who like remember, because like I said, I don't even remember seeing her in the comics or on a comic. And I mean, my uncles had garage fulls of comics.
Yeah.
So I just don't, like I said.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I'm just wondering, like, what is the thought process behind making this kind of figure? You're not gonna sell that many of them because nobody knows who the hell she is, really. Like I get like you know, I don't want them to always make Spider-Man, Iron Man the same few characters, but like I legit have never really heard of this shit. I didn't even know she had her own comic, but I guess
how does she get a legend figure if we never even heard of her? She's a legend.
Well, I mean, like, I believe it was the 70s too, so I mean, you're going back quite a bit of time, and she hasn't made that many appearances since.
So why give her an action figure?
Because she's a legend.
She's not a legend.
Being back in the day,
she ain't never heard. Yeah, fuck this bitch.
Yeah. What you you like that? Yes, I did.
So, you know, moving on, we got McFarlane's toys. I guess they got some like, I think these are 1/6 scale. Like these aren't action figures. These are kind of just little statues, I guess. And you got that. That's like the bird. That's like the Jim Lee cover there. You know, with Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't remember him really being on the ground like that, where it's all beat up and stuff. But yeah, definitely that pose is.
Oh yeah, because they were all going at Magneto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would just like to see if they do the whole set like that to where you could remake the Jim Lee cover.
That would be cool.
This is what I expect from McFarlane Toys right here. I mean, the detail. I mean, it's spot on. I mean, they
Yeah,
look bad as fuck.
yeah, that's true. They look like themselves in the comics.
Yeah. And like I said before on our one of our shows, like it just always trips me out to see like the full circle relationship that McFarlane like had with Marvel, lost with them, and now he's went off, did his Spawn thing, threw the big middle finger to Marvel, and then turned around. Now he's making action figures for them and stuff. He's getting their license and their properties to him. Like, please make our stuff. So it's pretty dope.
Yep, definitely cool.
All right, guys. So I wanted to bring this up because we haven't brought this up on the show. Somebody's volume's too loud. I'm hearing echoing. But anyhow, I wanted to bring this up because we haven't really discussed this on the show. Have you guys heard about this Avengers Quantum Encounter? This is like a dinner theater experience, basically, on a Disney Cruise Line.
No, sir.
Oh,
Mac, you haven't heard of this? No?
no.
All new to me.
All right, so some of our viewers may or may have not heard about this, but yeah, this is like basically you go on a cruise, and they got your normal cruise stuff, you know what I mean? But then they got like a whole interactive experience, basically at dinner where you sit down and you get this experience here.
Everyone, please welcome Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne.
Triple check. All right, thank you. You know what? I need to breathe, find my chi. I just need 15 minutes to relax. Hi, I'm Scott Lang. But you might know me as Ant-Man.
And I am Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp.
Look, before we start, let me address the elephant in the room. I've heard a lot of chatter out there asking why I didn't shrink down, go in, and kill Thanos in a really creative way.
Whoa.
First of all, gross. Secondly, it's much more complicated than that. Allow me to explain.
If only we had the time. Anyway, tonight, through the power of quantum science, we will show you how together we can change the world.
Yeah, now look, don't worry, kids. Quantum science sounds overwhelming, but trust me, it is.
These are quantum cores, cutting-edge technology that for the first time allows us to specifically target our PIM particles to shrink or grow just about anything.
Please don't get any crumbs up.
When we give you the direction, you push the buttons on your cores, and they send a signal to the regulator here, which in turn remotely targets an object to shrink or grow.
Easy, right? I'll show you. Let's shrink something already, huh?
Let's do it.
All right, I
Come
got
on.
this from my cabin. Because I couldn't fit it under the bed.
What exactly is that?
Oh, this. Like this? I made this. It's a swan.
Adorable that you think you made a swan.
Anyway, I want to shrink this suitcase and the swan to make it easier to take home.
Well, making it smaller would make it better. Friday, initiate power-up sequence.
Target acquired. Quantum cores are online. Prepare to push your buttons.
Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, activate! Pretty sweet, right?
Oh, Scott.
Oh. Whoa, what is that?
That is your towel swan.
Oh. Yeah, I see what you mean. That's terrible.
But why did that enlarge and the suitcase shrunk?
I probably should not have wired the remote targeting protocol.
We'll be back soon with more quantum core demos. In the meantime, here's some other cool Avengers tech that works.
It might be just a magic towel.
without rewiring.
Initiating Avengers Technology Showcase.
Why don't you bring the swan down?
And look at what? The little art in the presentation is nice.
Was it nice?
Well, really? It's a fake swan, isn't it? It's a towel. Hi everyone, I'm back. Enjoying your dinner? You don't have to answer. Can't hear you. Anyway, sorry for the delay, but I think I fixed the issue with the quantum cores. Since Hope has stepped out for some fresh air, how about we surprise her and shrink my terrifying swan back to normal size before she gets back? Huh? Friday, boot up the cores.
Target acquired. Quantum cores are online.
Remember, no grubby hands on the quantum cores. Lots of crumbs on your tables. Just saying. Ready to go? 3, 2, 1. That didn't work. Friday? Bring up one of the ant cams.
On it.
What just happened?
Scott, were you playing with the regulator again?
I just wanted to surprise you.
Oh, you did. Honey, you shrunk the ship.
All right, well, let me just,
Quantum cores are back online.
activate your box now! Now!
You did it.
But the regulator's fried. Oh, great. Can't believe it. Well, at least this day can't get any worse.
Listen, Scott, I'm standing here with the captain.
Marvel?
No.
America?
No.
Crunch?
No! Scott is the captain of the cruise ship. They want to have a chat with us about what just happened. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll be right back. Oh, hey! Can you hear me? Hello?
Spider-Man?
Friday! Yes!
How did you gain access to this channel?
I borrowed Mr. Lane's password and tapped into the ship's communication center.
Goodbye.
Wait, I had an urgent message. Trouble is heading your way. Like, big trouble.
What trouble? I'll alert the team.
Ultron! It's after the quantum cores.
Who? You're breaking up.
Man, it's closer than I thought. I can help. I need to borrow Mr. Stark's playdeck.
Quit borrowing things.
Don't worry, I'll be there soon. Oh, send me a Mickey bar.
Friday?
Our airspace has been breached.
Punch up the top deck feed.
Dispatching ant cams.
What's up? What's that?
Captain America! Sam! Captain Falcon! Captain, what do I call you now? Sam works. Call me Captain. How's the cushy cruise gig going? Try the chicken tenders. See what's change your life.
What are you doing all the way out here?
We're headed back to base and we noticed a spike in high energy levels at your location. Red Wing, give us a bird's eye view.
They look like
Flying robots.
Analyzing. Ultron. An android obsessed with destroying the Avengers and wiping out all of mankind.
You must be here for the quantum course. Well, he sure isn't here for the chicken tenders. And later, we're gonna have a serious talk about bringing quantum tech to a cruise ship. Look at this crowd. You try keeping their attention. But look, that guy's still eating.
we've got to defend the course.
The kid and I'll hold them off while you do it. Kid?
Miss Marvel is teaming up with the Star Spangled Man with a plan against the metal menace. Throw down on the high seas, baby. Shoot. Aye, Captain.
At ease. I mean, take it easy. And what did I say about the boat Captain chose?
I should make them at every chance I get.
Just stay sharp and watch.
Oh my god!
Oh, what? What is it?
The water slide is sick! Like good sick, not like seasick kind of sick, which I'm totally feeling right now. I mentioned I've never been on a cruise ship before.
Young lady, we have to work on your focus. Your focus. You're an Avenger now.
Huh?
In training.
Wait, do I have full credit? Is there like a special badge or a uniform or something? Oh my god.
And no fangirling.
Oh, I'm fangirling right now.
That was awesome.
Thanks, but
You know what happens to people in movies that say that, right? Oh, I need backup.
On my way, Cap. Get that regulator fixed.
I promise it'll work. Come on.
you want to take a selfie?
Secure the bridge, kid.
What's that later?
Ah, so this is where they keep the children.
That's a weird opening line. Be fast!
Seriously?
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
Oh, get out of my way.
Watch my six!
Getting all the crap up here! What's the play?
Hang tight! Contingency plan is on the way.
Funny who you run into on a cruise. Welcome to the party, Carol. Hey, Hope. Sam. Give me a second.
Show off.
At the rate you were going, you would have been here all night.
You
Damn.
could pace things out, give the folks a little bit more of a show.
Man, I think they're ready for dessert. And I've got a date with some pre-missiles on the other side of the galaxy.
Have fun with your space stuff, and thanks for the assist, Dammers.
You're welcome, Captain.
We're secured. Captain Marvel, hi.
Miss Marvel, how's the field trip going?
Oh, it's just a basic field trip, you know. Except I almost got killed by robots like 8 times.
Oh, only 8 times? Slacker.
You don't want to hit that water slide by any chance?
I actually think I hit that water slide during the battle. Sorry about that.
Still awesome.
Keep up the good work, kid. Thank you. Oh, what are you doing?
You know, we don't have a secret handshake. How about just...
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It happens sometimes. It's okay.
You're strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
I really am.
You got it.
Hope!
Scott.
Shield barrier activated.
Look, hypothetically, let's say that Ultron absorbed the regulator. Could I weaponize the quantum course to target him?
Technically, yes. If you adjust the wave frequency. Scott, what's going on?
Oh, nothing, nuts. Hypothetical, I'm just making conversation. Thanks, you're the best.
Scott, warning. Shield barrier failure imminent.
Friday, target every core at Ultron.
It'll take a minute.
Well, I'll buy us some time. All right, people, it's hero time. When I give the signal, smash your buttons. And when I make it back, avenge me. Hey, Metalhead!
You annoying little pest.
Friday, come on now!
Hold on. Target acquired.
Hit your buttons now! still even? Yeah, he'll up.
Hey, Scott, what's your status?
What's my status? Super cool. Just took down Ultron one-on-one.
But he had help.
I did have help.
Well done, everybody.
Thanks, Cap.
And we're clear on the deck, so we'll head back to base. Hey, kid. Good job tonight. You're on cleanup duty.
I have curfew tonight. So cool.
Yeah, so
Way too long.
way too long.
Yeah. I guess it'd be good for the kids, man, but
I
Bro, them cruise. Look, I went on the cruise last year, and we docked next to that cruise, a Disney cruise, and they charged $10,000 a person for that. That is insane.
word, do they?
Yes, $10,000 a person, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah. I heard like all their prices are insane anymore for any
Yeah,
of the
but I'm
parks.
just saying, like, for them to have as much money as they made over the years, that like charge people that amount of money is
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't think that's right. But anyhow, I think that's really dope. Like I don't think it's Mac, turn your volume down a little bit. I think it's really dope. Like I know it's not like maybe a movie level production or whatever the case, but I think it's kind of dope that it's almost like a sequel to Age of Ultron. Yeah. So
yeah.
I didn't know if y'all would be interested in that. I thought it was kind of dope. I mean, if you're on a cruise, like that kind of shit is pretty dope, especially if you're paying $10K. That's crazy. I did not know they were paying that much for that. So moving on, we got new look at James Gunn's Superman coming out July 11th. Fandango put out a couple photos. We just got a couple slides of this. And then yeah, Entertainment Weekly also. I think James Holt looks the part though. He's killing the Lex Luthor part.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there's actually an action figure out. I didn't put it in the slides, but because the figure looks terrible, but he is going to be in his armor bird, like you guessed.
yeah.
But remember the photo? You thought it was him in the armor.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
not
that. No, I think that's that. Whatever that hammer guy.
Oh, okay.
That hammer guy that kind of looks like a Juggernaut almost. He got like a Juggernaut helmet, shoots like laser beams out his eyes. Superman's fighting. Let me see what his name is. Hammer of Boravia. Hammer of Boravia, I guess. Yeah, that's the dude's name. And then Amazon came out and announced that they're doing early screenings this new Superman movie too. So I don't know if you are familiar with this. Me and Bird talked about it a little bit. I guess Amazon, if you're a Amazon Prime member, you go to primepremiere.amazon 1 week before the Prime premiere to reserve tickets. And then you navigate to the reserve tickets page, and then you got to find a theater that's somewhat near you. And if there is a location that participates in this near you, you can actually go ahead and see this movie early. So it comes out on the 11th. You can get an early screening on July 7th to see Superman before the global release, which I think is pretty cool. And I was even telling Bird that's something we should start looking into for this show because, just getting ahead of content and then also, being able to give like non-spoiler, like first impressions like we did out the theaters with Thunderbolts. If we could do stuff like that, it just gives you a little edge on the competition, being able to come out and give people your spoiler-free thoughts before they see the movie,
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, so we might have to look into doing that. And up next, we got Jurassic Park. So this trailer came out. Fandango put out some new photos for it. Good lord, echo in here is crazy right now. And then I don't know. I kind of wanted to get y'all's thoughts, like what y'all thought about this. I know Mac on a previous episode when we talked about this new Jurassic Park, you kind of told me that you were kind of over Jurassic Park, like you was kind of over the whole thing. So, what'd you think of this trailer when you watched it?
I thought it was dope.
Where that's good to hear.
I thought it was dope.
Bird,
I thought it was interesting. It looks like they're bringing out some new dinosaurs. The CGI looks a lot better than the earlier installments. Number one, the first Jurassic Park, I should say, was I think for the time period it was done really good and everything looked really really good, um, amazing even. Um, and this one looks like they really upped the game a little bit. Storyline seems pretty solid. I just like to see what they got in store for us for some of the better sequences and stuff like that. Hope all the action we didn't see in the trailer. You know,
all right, yeah. For me, I'll say that, like, I feel like this. I had low expectations for a Jurassic Park trailer or for the new movie. I didn't like the last one. The one before it was okay, but not. I didn't really like it too much. And even the Jurassic World, when they first came back with like the reboot, that one was okay, but they progressively got worse, right, as they kept making them. This trailer here, bro, like when I even clicked the button, I was like, oh, let's see what kind of trash they're selling us this time. And I was sold, like, almost immediately. Like, not so much that it captures the old Jurassic Park vibes, but well, it does in some areas, and I'll talk about that, but more so like, uh, it's the Jurassic. I feel like it's the Jurassic Park or World movie I always wanted to see. Like when Jurassic Park 3 came out, and I think that's when they had the T Rex kind of like storming around the city or whatever. And my mind immediately went to like a Jurassic World kind of setting. Like, what happens if these creatures just get out into the wild and Earth? And they showed a little bit of that in the last Jurassic Park movie, but this one kind of seems like like a Skull Island kind of deal, where there's just an island where it's all inhabited by dinosaurs, and if you go there, it's at your own risk. And not only did I like that, I also just liked the fact that it felt like they were capturing all the almost like horror style vibes that were in Jurassic Park. Like this was the first time I watched a trailer and felt the tension again. Like when they were in this boat and they're going downstream and this T Rex is chasing them and they can't paddle fast enough to get away from it. This thing's just taking these gigantic steps towards them, and then they fall in the water and this thing's taking bites at them, and the only thing saving them is like the current of the water, just and slowing the dinosaur down a little bit, and but they're just trying to swim away at that point. I was like, bro, I thought this trailer looked amazing personally. And yeah, like Bird said, I think the CGI looks 100 times better than the last two movies. It looks a lot more reminiscent of the first Jurassic Park as far as like the textures and the colors of the dinosaurs. But they also, got the more modern CGI, but it looked a lot better than the last couple movies. And then even this shot where they were in the boat, I was like, that's like a whole Jaws movie, like almost like, them just trying to get away from these dinosaurs in the water is like a whole different level of terror. And they never really I don't know. They barely tapped into that in some of the old Jurassic Parks. So I feel like we're getting a lot of new kind of like suspense, thriller, horror kind of vibes. Maybe not thriller so much, but suspense horror. Running from the
Yeah.
dinosaurs. You're getting new types of dinosaurs,
Yeah.
and I also watching this trailer in my mind. I'm going, yo, why haven't they like Scarlett Johansson would be a perfect Laura Croft when I was watching
Yeah.
this. I was like, why is she not Laura Croft? How many
Well, she
Jurassic
got
Parks? There are 6 of them now, I
half a
think.
dozen.
Yeah, half a dozen. There you go. It's
No,
right
yeah,
there. It's right there.
I was gonna say, too, as I was looking at everything, it did have a Kong kind of vibe to it, where just trying to survive the island more than their mission and stuff.
Yeah, a
So I definitely
Skull Island kind of vibe, right? Yeah, and that's like the thing to me. Like I cared less about like all the human stuff as far as, you know, I don't know, when they were getting into all the corporate side of Jurassic Park, like I don't care about that stuff as much. Now I just want to see like the jump scare elements of the movie and stuff, where people are trying to hide from dinosaurs and the dinosaurs are trying to kill them, basically. So I really like this trailer. It surprised me. I think it's probably, we were debating on what the hit movie of the summer is, and now I'm thinking this is going to be it.
yeah, you're gonna
You
pull a
think
lot of
this?
people in from a
You
lot
think
of
this
different.
gonna make more money than Fantastic Four? Oh, I'm tripping. I
Y-
mean,
Yeah,
Superman.
I think both of them. Yeah, I think this is going to be both of them.
Yeah.
They still get quite a big following, and they really market these pretty well. Where even if they're crap, people go to see them.
I mean, think about it. Like, I want to see Superman. I want to see Fantastic Four, and I want to see this now. Whereas before, I was cool with just seeing the superhero stuff. We do pretty much a superhero based show. We
Right.
get into some pop culture stuff, Aliens, Predator, Jurassic Park, stuff we grew up on. But you know, comic book stuff is like our bread and butter over here. So is for me, this was like lower on my to must see list. Now, after seeing a trailer, I have to go see this. So I imagine there's a lot of Jurassic Park fans that are going to skip Superman and skip Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
or there's a lot of families that are only going to be able to see one movie with their kids this summer. Or whatever the case, or a handful of movies, and they're probably not going to see, you know, Fantastic Four or see Superman, and they're just going to go see this. So,
Yeah, because it'll be a bunch of I can't say that. Little kids.
oh, you could say
Talking
it,
about
sir.
little kids. No, saying they want to see dinosaurs. I'm just leaving it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, not just that. There's a lot of parents that grew up on Jurassic Park, right? Where when they see this trailer, and if they feel the way you felt, where you was tired of Jurassic Park, but then they see this and they like the trailer, they're gonna want to take their kids out to get that experience. That jump scare kind of experience that the first Jurassic Park offered them as kids.
Yeah.
Pass that down to their children. All right. I think I had something else I wanted to show. So yeah, we got this Osaka Comic Con 2025. They had a Road to Avengers display. Now I don't know exactly what this entails. I imagine you walk through it and it's kind of like a museum dedicated to like what's leading up to Avengers Doomsday,
Hmm.
but I guess it's like a little interactive, kind of display thing. And this is the render of it, and then this is the actual. Osaka Comic-Con display for Avengers Doomsday. Looks dope. Kind of wish I was there to check that out.
Yeah.
I get jealous when I miss some of these events. Osaka, fly the Yo Hero crew out there. We want to see this. You know,
That's a fact. Those are facts.
pay. You know, yeah. You
Have
can
some
pay
sake on deck.
some sake waiting on us.
Have some sake on deck.
Yeah. And then they showed off this is like a little Fantastic Four kitchen set they have set up there for fans to take photos of. It's supposed to kind of be a replica of the Fan Four kitchen. I don't know. Kind of lame compared to that Avengers thing, but
They got it.
yeah, it's there. And then we got new promo images of the crew. Any thoughts? Any thoughts?
I mean, it looks good. You know, Johnny Storm blazing up, and the thing just jumping out at you. All the
See,
way they're running and jumping.
see, whoa.
We're not flying past that. We're not flying past that. You said the thing jumping out at you. We're not doing that, sir. You could have just said Ben, Grim.
See here,
he's the thing, bro.
here's the thing.
Yes. And he's jumping.
See, here's the thing, guys.
Okay, how many times you gonna say that?
All right, I'm done. Yeah, Sue and Reed. This is actually, I'm still more excited to see this than Jurassic Park. I'm not gonna lie, but Jurassic Park looks great. But I'm a comic book fan, Marvel fan, honestly. So, and then you got your what's Galactus. You know, this we got a full look at Galactus finally.
I mean, pretty comic book accurate.
Yeah, this is Ralph Ineson who's playing him.
Detailed as fuck.
Yeah, that's definitely comic book accurate, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. And then in contrast to what was in Rise of the Silver Surfer,
Trash. It was trash.
My boy Galactus needs some lotion and some chapstick though. What's going on with his skin, bro? What is up with that?
Got the hunger, bro.
He needs some lotion, bro.
Yeah, he needs something. His skin is fucked up.
He needs some lip balm or some.
Bird, you said he's hungry. You said he's Bird. You said he's hungry.
Well, yeah, he's got to nourish himself, rejuvenate.
He's clean.
He's the eater of worlds.
It's gonna be crazy to see. I just want to see how Marvel kind of does that storyline too. Like we know what it is, but I mean, like is he gonna follow the Fantastic Four into the 616 universe? You know, like we seen at the end of Thunderbolts, their ship. Like, is he following them, or have they defeated him? Have they delayed him? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if the Devourer of Worlds is gonna, end up in the actual MCU eventually too. You know, like the 616.
I think the 616 will have their own version of them. I think they left because they knew they couldn't beat him at that point in time, and he was just way beyond anything they had.
Yeah. And then there was actually a rumor that came out, which it's pure, like, it's got no kind of bait, no kind of it's not like a rumor that's got any real validity, but somebody was saying that Doug Jones, Silver Surfer, is gonna come to the MC, like the the rebooted MCU. You know, he'll be our Silver Surfer moving forward after Doomsday, after Secret Wars, and he's gonna be Shia LaBeouf's husband, like coming for revenge for whatever the hell happens. What we see from First Steps.
Oh,
Like, you know, that might be why he becomes Galactus Herald, is, you know, so he has the power to go up against the people that defeated his wife or whatever.
Mm.
So I don't know about all that storyline wise, but I know I would love to see Doug Jones come back and play Silver Surfer again, because I feel like he killed it.
yeah, he did.
All right, so now we got some Doomsday leaks. This came out. There's some Dora the Explorer stuff right here, because I couldn't tell you nothing about it. But apparently, the only thing I can tell you about it is some deviant broke in to the Avengers Doomsday set and was drinking coffee like he was one of the crew members and walking around and taking pictures and video. You know, and this is a little bit of that. Look at this fool, bro, sneaking
This is
into the
crazy.
Doomsday
That
set.
that is beyond obsessed. Look how he dressed.
Yeah, look, he's like, I found my end. He jumps the tree, gets on set. He's like, all right, I'm here. They never saw me coming. That's crazy. That's
He's
pause,
having
sir.
tea.
Yeah, look, and he's narrating it at this part, like, yeah, you know, you got to try to blend in. Now, if you look right there, people were saying like that looks like it could be a Shang-Chi set.
Yeah.
And some people were saying it's Madripoor, which appeared in Captain or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was a city they went to. And it's also a city that's well known in Wolverine comic books. Madripoor.
I want to know, did he ever get back off of this set without getting arrested for trespassing? That's what I want to know.
What were you going to say, Bird?
I said Madripoor is a place of scum and villainy. That's where all the villains go to kind of chill out.
Yeah, so that's where this scumbag who broke into a lot was chilling out. He knew right where to go, you know. But yeah, he Mac, to answer your question, he ended up getting escorted off the premises, and he ended up getting a warning apparently from them, like his one real warning basically. And they ain't gonna warn him twice basically. So he snapped a photo of this. He filmed all that footage you seen.
I was gonna say, like, did I mean, I'm surprised they didn't take his footage, or did he have it like streaming someplace else?
He had already uploaded it. You know, they didn't take his property from him and stuff. So anyhow, whatever.
Like was even on that set though. It would look like a ghost town.
Yeah, well, it might have been. They might not have been filming that day. You know, he picked the wrong day, maybe the right day to break in. Who knows? So we got some more Avengers Doomsday set photos that leaked out. Mac, do you have any clue what this could be about?
No.
No guesses?
No.
Do you remember that photo we showed where they was on like that lawn and there was all the meteor crates there or whatever, like divots in the ground and stuff?
Yeah.
And you remember where I said that might be the X Mansion?
Yeah, the X Mansion.
Oh,
that's crazy. That's a Sentinel.
Yeah. So you got pieces of Sentinel being seen on the set now. So that's probably almost guaranteed the X Mansion where they're filming it.
Yeah. And that kind of looks like a piece of Cerebro. That other thing. It could be. I don't know.
No, I think it's Sentinel's body, like without a head. Headless Sentinel.
That's just his leg. That's his foot.
Well, that is, but I'm talking about the other one. Looks like it's the chest right there, and the shoulder, and the head's missing.
Yeah. And I like that they're going with the classic Sentinel design. It looks like,
No
them big,
Nimrod.
big purple boots on their feet.
Yeah,
I'm
should be
hyped
dope.
because I did like the take on the Sentinels in Days of Future Past. Like there were some futuristic, versions that were mixed with Mystique. Those were cool. And but I really liked the retro ones that Magneto was fighting had at the White House and stuff.
Right.
But I have a feeling in this they're gonna go bigger, more kaiju kind of size.
Yeah, I mean the ones from Future Past were more like I said, more like the Nimrods, where they had a way to beat every mutant, a countermeasure and stuff. So they just
Yeah.
incorporated the kind of powers to it. But
Oh, where are you talking about the ones in the future or in the past?
well, the ones that were attacking them, while they were going back to the past. Yeah, when they were in the future. Yeah,
He's talking about the future Sentinels. He's talking about the future ones, not the
Yes,
ones that were
exactly.
in
Because
the.
there was retro ones that
Yeah.
they had made
Remember when
earlier.
Magneto was on the train and he put the metal from the train track into the Sentinels so he could control them?
Yeah,
You weren't talking about those Sentinels. You were talking about the ones that.
no. Yeah, the newer ones or whatever that were.
right. So those ones kind of look like these ones, I imagine, but these ones are gonna look, I think, more like the cartoon. The
Right.
classic, like this picture. So.
Classic
The
comics.
ones Wolverine used to just shred their necks off.
hmm
Fastball special.
And then more Doomsday leaks. Supposedly, Cyclops costume popped
Well,
up online.
as long as he's got his gloves, that looks his little. As long as he has the things he's supposed to have on with that, I guess that's all right.
Yeah, Bird.
Yeah, it's classic styled. I think it's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks good. I don't know how Morrison's gonna look in the costume. Seeing it on a hanger is one thing. Seeing the actor actually in the costume is another thing. But I'm not. For me, it was kind of surprising because it was more of a like. It almost looks like the Fantastic Four kind of suits. Like it's more fabric, I guess, than the classic Marvel kind of
Yeah,
armored, layered suits.
yeah.
It almost looks like a jean material or something. So I was kind of surprised by that.
It
And
looked
even
like Dicky material.
yeah, and exactly, and even the yellow, I don't know what you call
Belt.
that.
Yeah, the belt
Yeah,
type thing. Yeah.
the yellow strap on there. Yeah, like I thought that would be more of a plastic kind of, pouchy kind of thing built up around, his shoulders and stuff. But even that looks kind of like it's just a belt kind of fabric, or whatever. I don't know. So it looks cool. I'm not complaining. If I'd have to see him with the visor on and all that.
I think it could be a little darker blue, but yeah, I
Yeah,
think it represents.
Yeah,
yeah. That's what it is. It needs to be darker.
they're probably trying to find a good medium between the cartoon and the comics. You know what I mean? And then what works for their lighting on set. And all that. So
Yeah.
what do we know? We ain't making the movies. But it's pretty accurate. I mean, you look there on the right, it's blurred out, but that's the Jim Lee, Cyclops. It's pretty accurate. I ain't got no major complaints. So then Disney Blockbuster Consumer Products Show, they gave fans their first look at what could be the new Spider-Man costume. I don't think, I was looking online and I didn't see nobody, verifying that this image has ever been shown before of Spider-Man. So I imagine this is going to be his new costume and Brand New Day. And then there was a little Doom image up there too, and it looked very comic inspired, almost Alex Ross inspired art style. I don't know, it might be a Ross painting, but I don't know. I what do y'all think about this Spider-Man costume? Would you like to see this in the next movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be
I
okay
mean,
with it
I don't think
because
it's
that's more original, more closer to his comic book version and stuff. So that would be cool to see him just, you know what I'm
Yeah, he got
saying?
the big bug eyes, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's I mean, Spider-Man costume, right? There's only so many things you can do with it, to actually, you know, to invoke that. But yeah, the bigger eyes are definitely a plus.
Yeah, but we haven't seen it in the MCU. His Homecoming outfit. We seen the Iron Spider outfit. None of those were really very comic accurate.
Even
This
the
is
one in the airport when we like first seen him in like wearing that Spider-Man suit, that wasn't this suit. You know what I mean?
right. It was the Tony Stark suit that
Yeah.
Tony made him, and the at the very end of No Way Home, the end credit, we seen him on the rooftop with a outfit he stitched himself. So this looked
Right.
like either another interpretation of that or it's that same suit, just slightly modified.
Right. I think it's cool. I
Yeah, it
think it's
looked
a
dope.
good.
So the Spider Noir teaser trailer that came out, we talked about it on the last show, and then you know Amazon came with the copyright strike, so we actually had to trim that out of our last show, that segment. Uh, and Mac wasn't there to talk about it, so I kind of wanted to go back over this subject, give everyone a chance to hear our thoughts on it. Mac, what were your thoughts on the Spider Noir teaser trailer?
I thought it was pretty dope, even for like back in the day. Or what was it? What is it based in the 50s, 30s, whatever? It looks pretty cool. It looks like it's gonna be a good little series.
Bert?
Oh, yeah, I'm loving the representation of the costume and stuff like that. He's still kind of got the webbing on his face, though it's real dark
I
and
noticed that too.
black on black. The eyes, the way they were glowing up and stuff like that, is kind of almost kind of freaky. Almost reminded me of like a little Sin City when you seen Elijah Wood's character, just the eyes and shit. But now I think they're gonna actually have a decent. It looks like they're gonna have decent storyline, so I think it's gonna be nice mixed with some, okay action.
Yeah, I'm liking the whole Nora vibes. Nicolas Cage is killing it. They said, what he say? City needs a hero or something, or needs, and he's like, I hope they find someone. Like just his tone in that, like, you could tell he's trying to keep it the fact that he's gonna be that someone under wraps, and like you said, the whole detective vibes of the show. If it has some good detective vibes, I even noticed like there was a scene like I don't know if it's the pattern on the carpet or what almost looked like writing on a wall or carpet in one of the scenes that I seen where it looked like some Seven type stuff. Like if you ever seen that movie, like some crazy, I don't know,
Yeah,
some crazy serial killer on the wall type stuff. So I'm interested to see
Ingram's
where,
back.
yeah, I'm interested to see where this series goes. The one thing I did notice that gave me some worry was the fact that by the end of it, it said Spider Noir, not Spider Man. And that just kind of made me, I basically was like wondering if like Sony's allowing them to use the Spider Man license, but not overutilize it. Like they don't want them to, say the series comes out and it's terrible. They don't want the Spider Man name being tainted by their bad series. So they might just let them use the likeness, meaning he could shoot the webs, he could wear the costume, but and they can use storylines from the comics, but they can't call it Spider-Man. Now, are they gonna call it Spider-Man Noir? I don't know, but it just said Spider Noir at the end of the trailer, which was weird to me.
Yeah, it's licensing thing, I'm sure. I don't know enough really about like the whole Spider-Man noir thing, so I might have to check into it just to get some more background to see how those stories kind of went about. But he's definitely different from any other Spider-Man I think we've seen in any of the multiverse type stuff.
Yeah, it's exciting just to see something different in this. Not I don't want to say the Spider-Man world, but something different, like not Craven, Morbius, that kind of stuff, like a different Spider-Man. So and the fact that this is I heard also that this is going to be in black and white originally, kind of like Werewolf by Night,
Mhm.
and then they'll probably do a color version later for people to watch.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my, look at that. $10 super chat from Penny K saying Uncle rock this hat. Definitely a Sin City vibe to this movie. Yeah.
I have to find me a hat like that now.
Much love, Penny K, for the $10 super chat. We appreciate it. Thank you for supporting us. Yeah, I could see Bird in that hat, Mac.
For sure. For sure.
I got some similar, but not quite like that.
Another thing I love about this is like it's kind of like a easy cosplay for people too. This outfit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not getting the light up eyes, maybe I guess the
Oh,
mask
easy
might
to
be
do. Easy to do.
yeah, you need to make me a
Black
Spider-Man
and a
Noir
black
outfit.
trench
All right, all
and a
right.
black
Well, I'll work
trench
on it. I'll work on it. I got to finish the other shit I'm doing too. So
Yeah,
one of these days,
yeah,
I'm
that would be
getting
sick.
organized. Getting organized still. Yeah, get it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a teaser trailer, so I don't want to rate it, but it made me very excited to see this series.
Right.
And
So
this
does
is
that
what
mean
I was talking about. See this writing on the wall or carpet almost? You see that?
yeah.
That's a good pattern. I don't know if it's rating, but
Is it
there's
a
a
pattern?
pattern. I think it's just a pattern.
Okay, maybe
But
it's a pattern on the carpet or whatever as he's walking in. I thought it was like some psycho writing.
maybe it is a code. Who knows? At this point,
You got the spider creeping up on him, but yeah, Amazon up front. I wish Amazon wasn't so picky with the copyright restrictions.
yeah.
Right.
That was sick right there when he rolled up on the dude and was just like click.
Yeah, he popped his lights or his eyes lit up and then started messing them dudes up. All right, y'all. This is what we're here to talk about. This is kind of like how we gonna end the show, basically. Uh,
Spider-Man villains.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
this
yeah.
what they're saying. Tombstone.
Yeah,
Uh,
so this is pretty much what they're saying. This is the rumor right now is that, and actually, I think it was pretty much like low key official without being official.
mm,
But they're saying that, and what's weird to me is like a few weeks ago they were saying Mr. Negative was going to be the villain. Like
yeah,
it was almost a guarantee. So maybe he's also a villain. Maybe they got 4 villains in Spider-Man 4. But uh, an odd choice to me was Boomerang. Like I've never even really heard of this Boomerang dude.
I was just about to ask, who is this fucking clown in the purple and gray?
I just thought it was another Prowler or something. Honestly, I was like, he's got the purple. He's got the high tech suit
That would be
kind of.
mild, sir. That would be in mild.
I
That's
know.
just
Well,
like another interpretation or an interpretation of what Boomerang could look like on screen. He actually looks 100 times better than he looks in the comics. He looks pretty goofy in the comics.
But
man,
that's
I was
dead
like,
on with Tombstone.
yeah,
Right?
Tombstone looks sick, bro. I mean, he looks. I mean, I know it's a rendition of him, but like,
He do look sick.
I can see, even if Mr. Negative is in it, like I can definitely see him like pushing these guys in the direction, to how his character kind of plays things. He's kind of low key boss, maybe not Kingpin style, but he kind of moves the lesser or villains around and stuff like that to do shit. So, Yeah, definitely. And Scorpion, if he's in that suit, man, that definitely be sweet as fuck.
Yes, that's the one out of all these that makes the most sense to me is Scorpion because Scorpion was teased in what Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. With the
Yeah,
vulture.
yeah. He
yeah.
was in jail with him and he had that scar or whatever across his face. He had a scorpion tattoo on his neck and he wanted his revenge against Spider-Man for, you know,
Busted him
this.
up.
Yeah, because what was he on the ferry or whatever? I know some of his boys were selling weapons on that like ferry that split in half. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah, but I don't recall if he was there.
Like
But
the
yeah,
boat or whatever. Yeah. Anyhow, so Scorpion, Spider Man had something to do with Scorpion getting caught up. You know, and we never really we seen that he wanted his revenge with the Vulture, and we never got to see him come back. So I would like to see the Scorpion come back for sure. He's more of a street level kind of villain for him. You know, I
Mhm.
mean. He's got some tech or whatever the case, but I don't know. He's just like a lower tier villain. I'd like to see Tombstone. I think is could be dope. Um, and I say that because I thought the whole Tombstone storyline of the latest animated series on Disney Plus for Spider Man was pretty good. So I liked them in that, and I liked them in the whole animated series. You know, back in the day. So
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
I
I remember. I mean, I remember comics with that Boomerang character kind of being in there, but he's more background, just kind of always getting just webbed up and.
well, I'm pretty sure he was a villain in the Captain America and Avengers arcade game too.
Oh, that's a possibility.
Yeah, I think he was in there just one of them little baddies throwing boomerangs at you for no reason. You know, you'd be Hawkeye, Division, whoever, and kick his ass. Uh, so yeah, I think these are good villain choices. You know, the big question in my mind is like, where is this movie placed timeline wise? I really have a feeling that they're gonna do a Quantum Mania kind of or Ant Man and the Wasp kind of thing. Because if you think like Avengers Infinity War came out and it left us on a cliffhanger at the end of it when Thanos snapped. Then Ant Man and the Wasp came out and it was placed along that same timeline basically. And then at the end of that, they got snapped and Scott went to the quantum room. So you seen in the end credit of that the snap. And then we got Endgame after that. So I have a feeling this Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man might not even be in Doomsday. And then he gets Brand New Day that takes place while Doomsday is happening. And then by the end of it, he goes to Secret Wars or whatever. He goes to Battle World. You know what I mean? And ends up in a Secret Wars movie. So
Very plausible. Very plausible.
yeah, and then we have Vincent D'Onofrio say that Kingpin can't appear in the movies based on some kind of rights issue. So I don't know what that's all about. That doesn't make sense to me because Daredevil appeared in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't make any
And I
sense.
thought, I thought they were trying to keep somewhat, some connectivity in there, but without having to have it all the way involved with the major, Marvel cinematic.
He hates vigilantes.
Well, I think now the whole idea is to push the integration. So after Daredevil Born Again, Fisk is the mayor of New York. So that to me that has to play a factor in this movie. If this doesn't take place on like the Void or something, this movie. You know what I mean? If this is a New York based movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it's not in a void with a bunch of weird multiverse villains, you have to address the fact that Kingpin's got this anti-vigilante task force and stuff like that.
Well, if Daredevil's happening at the same time as this stuff too, so I mean,
Yeah, timeline wise, right? Yeah. So it'd be nice to know where everything sits chronologically. I always thought that it'd be cool, even if on Disney Plus, like even if they made just a one big Marvel movie where you could press play and every scene is almost chronological. If they found a way to, if they found a way to, even if it took you 2 months to watch it, and you just paused it, went to work, came back, started up where you were at, and they'd play everything chronologically. Like the Captain Marvel movie would take place before a lot of the later movies that came before it, but chronologically or in a timeline different. And then it'd go to like, whatever, you know what I mean? Captain America, First Avenger after that, or whatever, or I think it'd be First Avenger, then like Captain Marvel after that, chronologically. But
Oh, and then you have to put in the Fantastic Four, I guess, even though it's not 616. I mean, they'd be 60s ish
yeah,
at
yeah,
that point
yeah.
in time. So.
But like if you broke it up chronologically, you might have to stop that movie halfway and then you know what I mean, or whatever before the end credit, and then bring in that
Would you
later.
bring in the old Sony stuff? Then you got to go back to
I
Logan's
don't know.
origins, where he's at
I
a
think
kid, and that's 1800s, and I mean it'll get confusing. It'll get confusing trying to watch it if it was all chronologically.
I mean, I think you go with whatever's canon to the MCU. So Deadpool brought in Deadpool and Wolverine, and you can bring that stuff in. So whatever's canon, and now with Doomsday, the X-Men are going to be canon to the MCU. So, it's a multiverse story, but it's technically still part of their greater universe. And now these universes are going to collide and, so it's going to be pretty cool to see that. But I don't know. I just kind of wanted to get y'all's thoughts, what y'all thought about these guys being the villains. I think Boomerang's a weak choice, but maybe he's going to be 5 minutes in, at the beginning of the movie, and then he's out of there. Who knows?
You might get
Tombstone.
what's her name did in Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Yeah, he might get the Taskmaster treatment.
Yeah.
There you go.
I wouldn't be mad at that. Like I was mad at Taskmaster getting offed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was almost going to say that was the Beetle, but I didn't see no wings or nothing. I'm like,
yeah, I can see how you say that.
kind of had that helmet issue.
Whoever he is, he's a cornball, and I'll smack the shit out of him.
Whoa.
No, whoa. He's a cornball.
He's a cornball, and you heard what he said.
I said what I said.
And guess what? You ain't gonna do nothing about it. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all coming by, checking out the show. Shout out to G for jumping in the chat. Shout out to Penny for jumping in the chat, throwing us a $10 super chat. We appreciate you. Appreciate y'all for showing love. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the like button. Show us some love. We just getting started over here, but we want to keep this thing smoking. Pause. All right, y'all. Come back. Catch us on the next. Yo.
Hero, son. Hero.
I had to do it for you, Mac. I had to do it for you.
That was great.